Dating Confessions is intended for immature listeners over the age of 18. This podcast is NSFW, and listener discretion is strongly advised.
Does hearing about the crazy shit that happens in other people's lives make you feel better about your own? Each week, Alicia and Jack share scandalous, raunchy, and straight-up crazy dating and relationship stories submitted to us by listeners like you.
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Jack.
And this is Dating Confessions.
Hello, Alicia, and welcome back. And you know what? I have to tell our audience this because it's kind of hilarious. And we did our whole first segment, and I realized when I looked over that I hadn't hit record.
That's so fucking hilarious, isn't it, you guys?
It is.
It's great.
It's fucking funny. You're going to laugh about this one day.
Ha 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 ha.
Ha ha ha. So welcome back to Dating Confessions. How are you today, Alicia? Other than the fact that, you aimlessly talked for 20 minutes and...
You know what? I was a little bit miffed at first, but I like doing this show, so we'll do it one more time. Welcome, everybody. How's it going, Jack?
Well, it's going good now. It
Good.
is, now that I hit record.
Awesome.
See the record lights on? Yeah. The signs.
Yeah, we're going to record an episode right now,
The signs
right?
lit? Yeah, so...
All right. And if you guys want to be part of an upcoming episode, just go to confessionspod.com, click submit a story, and make sure it's a good story. Send it right on over to us. And then remember to tune in to our show on Fridays, and we might just share your submission.
And while you're at confessionspod.com, if you like the show, in fact, if you love the show and you want to hear more of the show, you can become a member by clicking the Become a Member button. It will allow you to get some pretty amazing bonus episodes and a bunch of other stuff too. So check all that out at confessionspod.com. We have a great show for you. It gets even funnier the second time around. So Alicia, you're up.
Let's do this. We have a submission from one of our listeners, this girl. She decided to go on a date with a guy that she met on Tinder. Like I always say, you guys are braver than me.
Tinder stories are always fucking awesome.
Dude, they're always fucking crazy. And this one doesn't disappoint. So anyway, she said they were talking about meeting up, and they decided that she and her best friend and he and his best friend would all meet up at a coffee shop and kind of do like a double date and decide, meet up, talk, and decide if maybe they wanted to go somewhere else and have drinks a little bit later.
The only thing that I could see awkward about that is if your Tinder match, wasn't that into you and wasn't that into your friend, but her best friend was totally into you.
Yeah, then it could get a little bit weird. Or
vice versa. That's the only thing I would find a little hesitant to do that, but
yeah,
you never know.
But I don't know. On the other hand, it sounds like it might be kind of fun. Like especially if you're with your best friend, you're like, okay, yeah, this might be kind of fun. We'll go either we're going to like these guys, or we're going to have we're going to have people to make fun of. We're going to have a story to tell.
Good point.
Either way, it should be interesting.
And I'm all about the story, so let's get on with it.
All right. The girl and her best friend, they show up at the coffee shop. Dude shows up. They both of the girls are immediately like, what the fuck? They said, first of all, he was about 6 inches shorter than what he said he was on Tinder. He said he was like 5'11". She said he ended up being like maybe like 5'4" at best. Like, so that's number one. And they said you could tell he used Photoshop because he slimmed himself down too, because he was rather portly.
So did he leave his pot of gold in the car, or did he bring it with him?
They said he really wasn't dressed all that nicely either. And I'm being nice about it. So it doesn't really sound like he was that kind of leprechaun. I don't think he had any gold. My girl says he walks up behind her and he tries to like reach around her from behind and wrap his arms around her waist and kiss her on the forehead.
Only his arms were too short and they couldn't go all the way around her.
Ew. Disgusting.
His little leprechaun arms could only make it like 3/4 of the way around.
So she said her reflexes kick in, right? Like she powers out of it, like she bobs and weaves out of it. She offers him her hand to do like a handshake.
It's like doing boxer moves.
Yeah. Yeah, she juked him like that. Oh, basketball, man. Her basketball days came back. But anyway, she goes on to say that he was a little bit irritated by the handshake.
No, really?
Dude, you're irritated. I would be irritated if I were them. Not to mention the fact that he is there alone. Because remember, he was supposed to bring his best friend along. Do you think he did?
He probably doesn't have friends.
You're probably right. Because, no, he was by himself. He didn't bring anybody with him. So at this point, the two girls, they called him out. They were like, yo, dude, first of all, you're way shorter and you're way fatter than what you said you were. You edited your pics. That's not cool. You didn't bring a friend like you were supposed to. They were like, what the fuck? And this dumb idiot, he was like, I know, but I really thought it would be cool to, maybe go on a date with two girls at the same time.
I mean, that would be cool if both chicks knew that they were going on a date with you at the same time.
Or maybe if both chicks knew what you actually looked like, but you didn't Photoshop your pictures. So anyway, they basically laughed in his face and they were like, okay, we're out. Bye. The story should end there, but it doesn't. She said that he was so mad, he was so butthurt that he continued to try to text and call her for the next year and a half. Do you hear me? A year, and he couldn't let it go for a year and a half.
He spent less than 10 minutes with him.
Dude, it probably was like less than a minute. It probably was like 2 minutes maybe. Cause she said he literally walked in like he was short and fat. He didn't get to kiss her, so he got pissed off. They were like, dude, where's your friend and why are you short and fat? Fuck this, I'm out.
I wonder what he does if he finds a girl that fucks him. I mean, if 2 minutes equals a year and a half,
I'm sure he wonders that too.
I just think how long a fuck would last.
Not that long. Maybe 30, 40 seconds. But anyway.
That's 8 years in his mind.
Dude, this guy is so messed up. Like, he had the nerve. He had the audacity. He had the unmitigated gall to be like, I think you need to apologize for embarrassing me in public like that. That wasn't cool. You didn't have to do that. You should be more mature and you should apologize and you should come fuck me. What a whiny little asshole. What a drama queen.
How'd that work for you, buddy?
It didn't.
Of course not.
So yeah, that's some wild shit, right?
I love it.
I love it too. Thank you for that submission.
So this story is about a guy who received a phone call. Yeah, so he receives this phone call from this girl saying that a mutual friend of theirs thought that they'd really get along. And he's like, well, I was desperately single, so why the fuck not?
Why not? Yeah.
So they go on a date. And he says it starts pretty well, except for that she came in tipsy.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? And she blamed it on the nerves, said that she had a few drinks because she was a little nervous.
Mm-hmm.
So he overlooks that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he takes her to a pool hall where she gets even more shit-faced.
Oh, God.
Starts a fight with a staff member.
Girl, come on.
And he's like, well, fuck that. And this,
yeah, this ain't gonna work.
This ain't gonna work. So he decides that that's enough, and he goes to take her to get to the bus stop.
Mm-hmm.
So bus comes, she's getting ready to get on the bus, and she vomits all over the steps of the bus.
She did that shit on purpose, so she wouldn't have to get on the bus.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Or she might have been just that fucked up.
both are bad.
So, the bus driver was like, you're not getting on my fucking bus.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's not happening. So, dude's like, okay, you can stay at my house tonight. I don't know why I didn't just take her home.
What? Why? Dude, drop her off at like the dog pound or something.
Something. Like,
don't take her home.
Don't take her to your house. But yeah, so he took her over to his house, and he's like, you can sleep on the couch. This is my bedroom. This is the bathroom.
Wow.
You sleep on the couch. So in the middle of the night, he wakes up to his rib cages just being completely crushed because she's on top of him.
What?
Yeah.
What is she going through?
I have no fucking clue. Actually, I do, but that's coming up a little later.
Uh-oh.
So I guess he bears with this the rest of the night. He said he made her go back to the couch, and he actually locked his door, so
she couldn't get back in and get on top of him again? Well,
anyway, after she leaves, he calls his friend up and was basically like, why the fuck did you hook me up with this fucking nutter?
Wouldn't you?
Of course. That's the first phone call I'm going to make in the morning. Well, this friend had no idea what he was even talking about. No idea.
So she didn't even know the mutual friend?
No, they knew each other, but she never set them up or said anything about that.
Oh.
Yeah, the friend had no idea what was going on. Then she goes to say that, actually, she's a bit slow, and her parents are about to put her in a group home for adults with intellectual disabilities.
Oh, wow. Oops. Aw.
Poor girl.
That poor thing.
Poor girl. But a fucking nutter nonetheless.
Yeah. Yeah.
And who does that? Who just goes through somebody's phone and finds some random guy or overhears probably her talking about a single guy.
She wanted to party, man.
And then get his phone number somehow.
She wanted that dick. She wanted that D. She was like, I'm going to do what I have to do to get it. That's actually pretty clever. It's a pretty good tactic. It didn't really work, but...
If you're not a nutter.
Maybe.
I could deal with the drunk. I could deal with everything. You know what, though? If she slept on the couch and she woke up on top of me, my dick would be inside of her. I mean, there's no denying that.
Even if she was nutty?
Even if she was nutty. I mean, by that point...
You're like, it's too late to turn back now?
Right. She's on top of me. Fuck it. I'm defeated.
Oh, my God.
So that's a great story, and thank you for that submission.
Okay, so this story is actually it's kind of appropriate. It's in line with the times right now. It's and I'm speaking what's going on in for those of us who live in the United States politically. That's all I'll say about that. But this one says that he and his date, they somehow got on the topic of politics. Which you guys know you're not supposed to discuss religion or politics.
No, that's kind of a first date thing now, though. It really is.
When did that become a thing? 2016?
Maybe,
yeah. I guess.
So that's actually a real thing now. That's what you do on dates. So what happened?
He says that she pulled a mini copy of the Constitution out of her purse.
Okay.
She basically spent the whole date trying to convince him that Obama should have been tried for treason. But then he's like, I didn't care. We still had sex. And I found out later that she was married.
Was that me? Hold on. No, I would remember something that fucking awesome.
If someone pulled a mini Constitution out of their purse.
The first thing that pops in my mind is, this bitch is batshit crazy. I'm gonna have some fun.
Wow. A mini Constitution and one of those mini American flags.
I'm down.
That they give,
yeah,
they give newly sworn in citizens.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of those.
No, I would totally be down to see where that went. And then to find out she was married, That's just the cherry on top for me.
He was like, he was like, yeah, that's basically what he's insinuating. He's like, she was a little nutty, but I didn't care. I still hit it.
Good for you.
Yeah, good for you, dude. Thank you for that.
So this girl says that she just got herself out of a 5-year relationship, so she was kind of on a rebound. So
I feel you.
This dude from her community college who was a little weird, kind of stalkerish, but all over harmless, stalkerish in a harmless way.
Yeah. He was just like always around, like one of those people, he's just like always there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ended up, convincing her to go on a date. They went to this buffalo wing place.
That sounds good.
It does. Well, the dude ordered 24 wings with their, what they called ludicrous sauce.
Nah, medium.
They go to state that this sauce, if you can picture it, is the spiciest thing you've ever eaten. Multiply that by 100,000.
Nope.
So I'm guessing it probably has some ghost peppers in it. Like there's a YouTube channel where they eat hot wings like that.
Scotch bonnets.
Oh, and anyway, that's what I'm picturing this dude, from watching those YouTube videos.
Like that's stuff like that is pointless. Like you can't, like why put it on chicken? You can't taste it. You're not tasting the chicken at all. You're not tasting anything. Your mouth is just on fire. Like just lick the bottle of hot sauce if you're going to do that, man. Don't waste it on chicken. Or don't waste chicken on it.
So she goes on to say that she sat and just stared in horror as he began eating these, right?
Yeah.
They're fucking hot.
Yeah. No, I believe it.
She said that her eyes started to water up. He started snotting up. Sweat was rolling down his face, dripping onto the table.
Probably started puking.
He honestly thought it was going to impress her to order 24 hot ass wings. So, because he finished every single one of them.
I bet his asshole hated him for the next few days.
And his esophagus, because he immediately excused himself to go to the bathroom where he vomited everything back up.
Oh my God. Oh, so he had to, twice.
Twice.
He got hit with it twice.
And then whatever was left in him came out his ass. So.
You know what? You do kind of deserve that, though. You do kind of fucking deserve that. If you're going to eat 24 of those hot ass wings, what is wrong with you? Do you have like brain damage or something? Like,
apparently.
Do you not know what that's going to do?
So he came out of the bathroom in tears, like literally in tears.
Yeah, I bet. Probably crying like a little bitch.
And then was like, I'm going to take you home now.
Somebody probably had to take him home. Hey, he's in no condition to take anybody home.
She said he paid for the meal, took her home, but once they got to her house, he tried to kiss her.
Ew, after you just puked hot sauce?
After you ate 24 hot wings, you puked it back up. You don't think about that before you go in for that kiss? Did you forget the last 30 minutes of your life?
It's like, whatever, man. I paid, man.
I guess that's how it is nowadays.
You owe me.
That was a great story, and thank you for sending that one in.
So this story right here, this guy was out on a date with a woman. They were out at dinner, and he said it was actually going really well. Went out of the blue.
Well, that we're listening to our show here, so
oh yeah,
nothing ever goes really well.
Yeah.
Or we wouldn't be talking about
right?
it. So,
and I almost forgot to mention. This is the weekly cheating story. Damn, how did I forget to mention that? So first, you forget to hit record, and then I forget to mention that this is the weekly cheating story. Like what? I don't know. I don't understand what's going on tonight.
Is the moon full?
No, it's not. I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know. We got to get it together. So in this week's cheating story, like I was saying, this guy, he was on a date with a woman. They were having dinner. It was going well. But then he says all of a sudden some dude from out of nowhere, he just pulls up a chair and he sits down like with them as they're eating, and they before either one of them has a chance to say anything, the guy like puts his hand out for dude to shake, and he's like, "Oh, hey, by the way, I'm her husband."
Nice.
It was a chick's husband.
Nice.
And so immediately he was like, "Oh my God, dude, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I had no idea." And then he said she got up and ran out. Like,
of course she did.
Yeah, just like pieced out immediately. And the dude was like, "Well, now you know. Okay." And then he got up and left too. And he's just sitting there at the table, just looking dumbfounded. But not only that, he said he got it later on that night. He got a text from the chick talking about, "Hey, I'm single now." Like, so
of course you're single now.
So, like, if you want to come pick me up,
will you get me out of this house?
We can have some fun. No, basically, my ass just got kicked out, and I don't have anywhere to stay. Will you come get me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? Dude, that's awesome, though. Good, like, that husband. I wonder how he found out where they were. And he kept it to himself. He went for the surprise attack. I like that.
Because in her mind, she's like, what the fuck's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you here?
Uh-huh.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, you know, she saw him coming. She was probably like, oh, shit. She probably broke out into, like, a cold sweat. Like
100,000 things are going through her head at once. Yeah.
She's like, oh, shit.
That's great.
But no, he didn't even, like, and he was, like, so smooth about it. He didn't cause a scene. He didn't lose his dignity or, like, stoop to a ridiculous level. He was just like, hey, that's my wife you're fucking there, dude. Oh, you didn't know? Well, now you know. Wow. I'm single now. Really? I'm surprised. That is this week's cheating story.
So before we get into the rest of the submissions, I just want to talk about this little poll that we have going on in our Facebook group. The question right now is, would you give Santa a blowjob if it would give you a better gift this year? Please go take that poll. It's pinned on our Dating Confessions group on Facebook. The link will be in the show notes.
I mean, what do you mean by better gift, though? Like,
what do I mean by better gift?
Like how better are we talking?
I don't know.
Like, is there a limit?
I mean, everybody's better is different. Like, everybody's better is different.
Like, if it's the difference between, you know, me getting 2 pairs of slippers as opposed to 1 pair, like, no.
But if...
That's what I'm saying. Like...
So if it was bigger...
How if are we talking?
It's up to you. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's better is different.
Yeah, it would totally depend, man.
I would totally do it.
For what?
Something better.
How better?
Well, a lot better.
Like a complete box set DVD of Doctor Who?
Better than that?
Blu-ray?
Yes. I would definitely suck some Santa dick for the Blu-ray. So like I was saying, if you want to take that poll, visit our Facebook group, and the link will be in the show notes for the episode.
And remember, if you love the show, you love listening to us, and you want other people to love us too, don't forget to share us. Share us on all your social media. Text the hell out of your friends, out of your mom. Because you know moms like inappropriate shit too. My mom does. Your mom does. Don't be afraid. The holidays are coming up. We would be the perfect stocking stuffer. We couldn't do this without you. We appreciate all your support. So please share Dating Confessions with your friends. Go to confessionspod.com. And last but not least, don't forget to leave us a review on your favorite podcasting app.
I love crazy chick stories.
Oh, I know.
And this is another fun crazy chick story.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy was talking online to this girl, and they were having some pretty cool conversations. It was always friendly, never got sexual, just, you know, friendly banter. So after a few more online conversations, they decided to meet at a bar by her house. So the plan was to go have a couple drinks and then go back to her place to play Donkey Kong Country on Super Nintendo.
Donkey Kong Country.
Yes, that's an awesome fucking game.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, it's a great game. Great game. He says he was really naive because, one, there had never been any sexual conversations or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So he was like, okay, this chick's a friend, you know? So He was like, I actually thought I was going to be playing some Donkey Kong. So,
not that kind of Donkey Kong. So
they go over to her house, start watching some TV, and he looks around actually and doesn't see a Super Nintendo. He's looking for this game like hardcore, which is great.
Got.
So he's like, maybe it's in the bedroom. So they're watching Drunken History.
Sweet. That's an awesome show.
Which is a great show. It is. It's funny. And they were watching Drunken History when all of a sudden she just looks at him with like these axe murderer eyes. Like straight up like Kathy Bates. And
I'm going to murder you.
And she's just like, are we going to stop playing games?
Damn, bitch.
Right? So he says he looks at her, kind of smiles and laughs and tries to play it off. And he's like, oh, do you mean Donkey Kong? She didn't appreciate that.
Don't piss her off, man.
Then she proceeds to go on this fucking tirade about how guys are always wanting to play games and want sex. And I told her I just really wanted to play some Donkey Kong Country. Like, that's what he wanted to do.
It sounds like she really just wanted to like fight with somebody and go on a long tirade about how guys only want one thing when really all he wanted was to play some fucking Nintendo.
Yeah, but then it got really weird.
Okay.
Then crazy even came out worse.
Okay.
So she stands up, goes in the kitchen, and just grabs his butcher knife out of somewhere.
Oh no, that's when it's time to go.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, that's when you leave.
And she just started staring at him with the butcher knife, like, on the side of her hand, like, oh, I'm gonna fucking stab you because I'm fucking crazy.
Yeah, like, her meds are obviously, like, not regulated.
So he jumps up and just dashes for the front door, doesn't even close it behind him.
Better.
As he's running, he hears the door slam, like, as hard as it can.
Oh, shit.
She starts just yelling from the top of her lungs, you fucking asshole, playing games, fuck you.
Bitch, what?
I'm sure her neighbors, are probably...
They probably are used to that, yeah.
Used to that. But that's fucked up.
What was she mad about? Like,
I have no idea. I have no idea what she was even mad about.
It's like, dude, like 1 minute we're sitting here chilling, watching Drunken History, and the next you're like looking at me with serial killer eyes. What's going on?
And what kind of games were they even playing to begin with? They were watching Drunk History. Yeah.
I mean, I can see that. You watch like a little maybe 20-minute episode of Drunk History and then you're like, hey, you want to play some Donkey Kong? And like, yeah, let's play some Donkey Kong. Like, that's probably what he thought was going to happen.
Yes.
But instead she flipped the fuck out on him. That's crazy.
Oh, that's my kind of crazy, and that's why I loved this story. So thank you for sending that.
Oh my God. All right, so this one right here, it has nothing to do with dating at all, really, but it totally has everything to do with being a slut. So this girl was out bar hopping with her friend on a Friday night, like girls in their early 20s tend to do. It's fun, right? You go out, you get smashed with your girlfriends.
You find some dick along the way.
Yeah, maybe come home with something to poke on or get poked on by.
Or herpes.
Yeah, I mean, it's all in the game. It's all part of the risk you take. And this girl was taking some risks. Like, I don't know what she was going through this night, but this girl says that her friend decides to go into one of the bar bathrooms. And she's like, hey, I need you to get me a paper bag because I'm going to cut a hole in it where the mouth is. And I'm going to put it over my head. And I'm going to go in the guy's bathroom. And I'm going to service as many dudes as I can.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. And she did it. She says she watched her best friend do it, partially because she wanted to make sure that she didn't get like gang raped or like, killed. She said it went on for maybe about like half an hour. She's like, that it was the most awkward 30 minutes in my existence.
So she's just sucking dudes off one after another.
Until she puked and then they had to leave and then she was done.
I mean, how much semen can one body hold?
Dude, I don't know, man.
That's disgusting.
I won't make this shit up. Ugh.
Don't get me wrong. If I was there, I would have been like the second one in line.
And like, when I think of that, like how that bathroom must have looked and smelled, and like, there's nothing good that comes to my mind. Like, I'm only thinking like just a gutter ball place. Ugh. Probably even worse than a back alley somewhere. Disgusting. Probably roaches crawling around, cigarette butts and piss everywhere. Herpes. Yeah, that's kind of nasty, you guys. Your friend is kind of nasty, I'm not gonna lie, but thank you for that submission.
Okay, so this is a really messed up story. It was submitted by this girl, and she said it wasn't her date, but it's what happened when her and her boyfriend got back to his apartment. When they got in there, the roommate was just curled up into a ball on the couch. And it took him a while for him to calm down and actually talk about what actually happened. Mm-hmm. And he said that he took this girl home from a bar.
Oh, shit.
They started drunkenly tearing each other's clothes off as soon as they got through the bedroom door. Mm-hmm. So, like, as soon as they got in there, they're all going at it. She said, I'm really self-conscious, though, and I really would like it if you would shut the lights off. So he turns the lights off because, I'm not going to, fuck up a chance to get fucked.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. You do what you got to do.
Out of nowhere, this guy starts smelling this horrible smell.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And he mentions it to her. He's like, something's going on here. I'm smelling this.
What the fuck is that smell?
Yeah. And she's like, oh, just ignore it.
No. No.
You're probably just imagining things. You're just imagining things.
No, I'm not.
So he says, finally, the smell just got way too horrible for him. Mm-hmm. So he had to see what it was, and he turned on the lights, and it was shit. Literally shit.
What?
All over her, all over the bed.
Oh. What, did she shit before or after she got in the bed?
After. She was covered in shit. The bed was covered in her shit. That's...
Ew. Why? Was she afraid to ask for the bathroom? Like, what?
I'm at a loss for words with that.
Like, what the fuck is going on here?
But as soon as he saw this...
Dude, I would have flipped my shit.
He yelled, shit. And she grabbed all of her clothes, ran out of the apartment crying. She was probably still covered in shit when she ran out naked, so...
Oh, my God.
But he said he threw the bedding out. He took like an hour shower just to make himself feel clean again.
Yeah.
And then he refused to go back into his room.
Ugh. Like a stranger basically shat in his bed.
Yeah. And she said the only thing that really sucked about it was it totally killed her and her boyfriend's vibe.
Damn. Yeah, I probably would be curled up in the fetal position on the couch too if something like that happened to me.
So there's two scenarios to this that I'm seeing here. Either she was into it and hoped that he'd be into it too, or
she was like, I'm going to take a chance here.
Or it was a complete accident and she just decided to go with it.
I'm going to go with number 2. Yeah. Literally. Wow, you like that, don't you?
I do. I love that. Now, I don't know. I think she was actually probably into it and really enjoys rolling around in her own shit, but to each their own, I guess. I would like to thank everybody for submitting all their stories. And if you want to share your story, go to confessionspod.com. So until next time,
I'm Alicia.
And I'm Jack.